I was sitting here thinking. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I've been listening to YouTube. It's kind of boring now because I know none of the networks has got nothing to do with me. And it might be like that even if I change it. So I just started observing the messages they are sending to me. And I've been hearing a lot of people say people stuck and in the dark. Let me tell y'all something about that. I know y'all not talking to me, but I'm gonna explain something to y'all. All of us done been in the dark for so long, we don't know what the dark or the light is. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Cause even when you moving around, you stuck. If you ain't happy until you could buy something, if you ain't happy until you can lay up with somebody, if you ain't happy unless you with somebody, if you ain't happy with yourself, if your life is in cycles, you just come home and cook, clean, the typical basic stuff, which is not bad at all, trust me. But if it's nothing unique about your life, then we all been in the dark and we all been stuck. Now, I want to tell y'all something about that, especially with the way now that I know that I probably was sacrificed as a child just to be ciphered from. Do you know what that means? That means I was born in the dark, never to get out of the dark until the Destiny Swap, until the David story, or is it David story? Or no, it ain't David story. I keep saying David. It ain't David story, is it? But you know the story in the Bible. I told you I forget everything. Until all that is up, which means it's made for a book, right? Which means even this movie is irrelevant. It's really about this book. So with that being said, Destiny Swapping, the reason why I say it's a book, because Destiny Swapping, somebody is living in your shadow and they probably older than you. You were born to be sacrificed for someone that was already older than you. Okay. Now let me tell y'all, I hope y'all hear me now. I want y'all to listen to me real good. You can't judge no. If you can notice somebody living in the dark and notice somebody stuck, well, won't you go help them? Because if they stuck, they wouldn't want to be stuck, right? If they living in the dark, you would have to ask them and see if they want to stay in the dark, right? See, if you are God's child and you are a healer, you are a physician. You are here to heal. Not just tell people this is what happened in the Bible. Not just tell people you're scared. At this point, you're scared because you've been living too high up for too long. You don't have the clue. You don't have a clue on how to save them people, and you scared of those people, and that's why you write them off and stuck in the dark. But the problem is with that is, listen to what I said in the beginning. I was born in this box or this bottle to be ciphered. I was born in this world to be ciphered from. So I was born to have to live in the dark, embrace the dark, love the dark. I love the dark so much, when I close my eyes and open my eyes, all I see is dark. I call it melanin. I made a woman in the dark. I named her Melanin. And she been with me for the longest in the dark. Yeah, Melanin. I prayed and I prayed on my knees till my knees popped off. But I was still in the dark. I had no choice but to learn how to live in the dark. I had no choice but to learn how to build in the dark. I had no choice but to learn how to become the dark. And then after I became the dark, I had to elevate out of the dark, even though I was still in the dark. And then I transmuted the energy and turned into light in the dark. Nobody saved me. Nobody helped me. Nobody but God. I learned I seen good in the dark. I got more good out the dark than out the light. The good that I got out the dark is still here today more than what I got out the light. Now, I ain't talking about this in heaven and hell. I'm talking about living in the dark. Why? How did that happen? Because I had to remodify somebody in the dark that was of the dark, and I had to introduce them to the light. And then when they got introduced to the light, they never have been introduced to the light. They never knew how beautiful the light was. Once they realized how beautiful the light was, they was another light in the night. And they was a friend forever. Of course they got murdered. But you get what I'm saying. Somebody then, of course they got murdered. By the same people who murdered my whole life. Not only did they murder my life, they murdered everybody around me who liked me. I was introduced to so many whores. I seen so many whores in my life. I know more whores than I know good women. Than I have met a woman. I had more friend whores than anything and never slept with them. Pimps and players and drug dealers the same way. Killers too. I can tell you today that there's more killers out here that's got a great heart, better heart than most of the average people out here. That's impossible for you to do. Y'all saying, what you can't? I couldn't go nowhere. Even if I went to a homeless shelter, they would have dragged me back or they would have killed me. Because I was already being watched. I was already somebody feeding tube. I was already somebody wire. I was already somebody done bought. I was a child born in slavery when it was no more slavery. By his own people. By his own people. I was a child born in slavery that was in a world that was no longer slaves. The darkness made me great. I had to overcome that you run from. I had to overcome that you hide from. I had to overcome that make you sick, that make you happy. I had to overcome. I elevated so high in the darkness, I knew I was no longer of the darkness. And I was praying to God, waiting to the point that I would pack my bags, ready to go. Wasn't nobody coming to get me out the darkness. And then I realized, is there any real light in this world, God? Because all I see is darkness. Thank God for 2017 and 2018, because I would have probably hoped not, that I would have stopped believing in my Father. And that's just the God honest truth. God, may you forgive me. But that's what I would have did. I would have had to just stop believing in him. Because I had no clue on why a person like me had to live and embrace and become of the dark, be in the dark, and just stay in the dark. I ain't Job. I was born in the dark. Job had a beautiful life. God had to take Job's life. That's what I keep telling y'all. All these attacks y'all was sending me, I've been getting them my whole life. They normal. Them attacks is like love spells to me. I ain't never in my life. I told y'all, I keep telling y'all I'm 40 years old, I only had 3 friends. My grandpa, my grandma, and my brother Nick. People was on my ass. Whoever was on my ass, I guess y'all figure he was, I could tell by the way y'all be talking about my flame. No, she just a fall guy. That's all she is. No, it was somebody grown. It was somebody well educated. It was somebody that knew exactly what to do to me, that followed all my steps. If anybody showed love to me, they destroyed everybody who showed love to me and made sure I never had nobody to give me love, so I would never be in love. since I was a baby. I knew I was getting tortured before I was a teenager. I started blaming God before I was a teenager. I seen my life at 12 years old. I knew for a fact no matter how high I elevated, how high I vibrated, I knew I was never going to get out of the darkness. Until 2017, and I realized this book, this purpose in my life. What I mean by that, if I would have moved and left, I would have still had to come right back here, no matter where I went to in this world, no matter what I achieved in this world, no matter what I've done in this world, I would have still had to come back to this moment in time in 2017, to this spot, just to live in this purpose, just to fulfill this purpose. So then I had to ask God to forgive me. Because now I know why God didn't let me leave. It would have hurt me more to go out here and do all that and accomplish all that and then have to lose all that just to come and live this right here, whatever this is. Because this time in my life is about as worse as all the other times in my life. But it really takes the cake at the moment. So lovers that's supposed to come, lovers that say they come, and lovers that's even Astro tell me they're gonna marry. It ain't doubt. I just don't listen to it. I pay no attention to that at all. Because when a child is born into the darkness to that degree, just telling a child that hurt them more than even giving it to them. So I had to learn not to even listen to them, even if it was my own ancestors. And I had to ask God to forgive me for that. But why would I keep tricking myself? Why would I keep teasing myself? I'm already born and hurt. So I had to make myself lovable in the dark. Because the hurt was always there. And I seen what pain do to you. I seen what hurt do to you. I seen what stress do to you. I seen how stress make you look. I seen how stress kill you fast and make you look old fast. I said, well, I don't want to look bad fast if I got to live like this. How can I overcome this, guy? That's when I started looking for light in the night. And that's how I became a light in the darkness. I elevated to my north node. I already knew elevating to my north node, I was going to stay in my south node, but at this time, I was prepared. This ain't doubt. Y'all can't do nothing for those people in the boxes. We all know it. You can't do nothing for those people in the bottom. You can vote, you can put your hands up, and you can do your rub test, and that's about the best of that game that you playing. And that's about the best it get. But I want to tell y'all, I know y'all ain't elevated to this. I'm not dissing y'all because y'all don't get it like I get it. Y'all don't get it like I get it. So I'm not talking about y'all that talk about people in the dark, but I'm telling y'all, you need to be a little smarter when you start talking, because we living in the 5D now, not the 3D. If you know somebody's stuck, if you know somebody in the dark, well, won't you go help them? Not me. You can't help me. You can't save me. I'm living in my purpose. You can't save me. And I really don't want y'all, listen, y'all. I want you to elevate to the degree to where you send messages to me. It's more motivational about this purpose that I'm living in and accomplishing what God wants me to accomplish. Because if you get to that level, then I can't really correct you no more. So now we on the same page. What actually happens when you accomplish one of God's purpose? Because it's been so long, the only time we ever heard of anybody accomplishing anything that got anything to do with God is when they are on, in the Bible. Like I said, my own parents, my mom and them wanted to swap me with my sister. My sister hated me when I was born. Why was he born? I heard all this. When I came out my mama's womb, they hated the fact that I was born. They was hoping I died when I was born. wanted me to die. And now I see why they wanted me to die, because they knew they were gonna have to make my life horrible, because they didn't want me to have this certain life. They wanted this certain life to go to somebody else that was in the family, whether it was my auntie, whether it was my uncle, whether it was my sister, anybody but me. So they already made plans not to only not to only be close to me, not to only love me, but make sure they torture me, because that was the only way they were gonna not be able to love me. Because if they got to the point where they love me, then it would be too hard for them to destroy me. And they made sure everybody around me, community, friends, family, loved ones, they made sure everybody around me knew that about me. It was no way. That's what I mean by what you supposed to do then when you done turn the left cheek and the right cheek. Then what do you do? Y'all ain't scared of me. You scared of the truth that live within me. You scared of what I'm capable of. But these stipulations, all this gossip and all this stuff that you are putting on me ain't got nothing to do with me. And I have never ever been that kind of person in my life. Y'all are actually laying up with the people that would do all that to you. Why you keep projecting all that on me when I done went through all this my whole life, and I never in my life mirror something like that? You get what I'm telling y'all? We ain't thinking out here today. I've been going through hardship. I was born to be tortured, stepped on like a cockroach all day of my life, every day of my life, and I still haven't did nothing like what y'all keep projecting on me. Who is this beast? Who is this monster I'm supposed to be? That's the person who swapped destiny with me. And y'all probably laying in the bed with them. You get what I'm saying now? I ain't talking about y'all now. I understand y'all get it in the darkness, but y'all ain't gonna save nobody like that. We out here to save souls. We ain't here to get rich. I'm not here to get rich, to get your lover or to get your materialistic riches. None of that. If God give me all that, that'll be good. That'll be beautiful. But guess what I can say? Can you say this? If I got any of that, that'll be icing on the cake, because I'm already rich and wealthy. I heard somebody say yesterday, heaven don't want you, hell don't. I'm already in heaven, honey. Y'all better get there. I'm already in heaven. You can't tell because I'm a warrior angel. You keep mixing me up with my brother Jesus Christ. Warrior angels is born in chaos, born in a mess, because we are here to fix the chaos. Do you think we're gonna be able to fix the chaos if it just don't make sense? Jesus came and fulfilled his story. I'm here to fulfill my story. My Father don't repeat nothing. As Jesus did come, I don't feel like my brother here yet. I feel like if Jesus did come, and if I had a child, it would be Jesus Christ. But that woman would have to be elevated just as high as I am. She would have to be just as noticed as I am by the heavens. Don't send me, oh, I forgot, them ain't my network, I'm sorry, I'm finna go off. Them messages suck. Whoever them messages are for, you are so totally lukewarm. And the world knows it. My whole family been copying me. And they've been making people sick, new energy. And let me tell you this, y'all ain't torturing me by me not getting no lovers. I'm saving you by keeping you away from me. I'm telling you not to come around me, because half of these people that's living in my energy still exists. They just push me out of it. Half those people that's in my energy are contaminated, playing me. I'm trying, even if you don't like me and you using me and you want to take money from me, who cares all that demonic shit you want to do? I'm trying to help you save you. I'm trying to help you save your soul, because half of them people that's in my energy, women and men, are very badly contaminated. They was paid to be in that energy. Some of them don't even want to be in that energy because they've been in that energy just as long as I've been on this earth. You know how hard it is? It's just as hard for somebody to play in somebody else's energy as it is for somebody not to live in their own energy. They become wicked. They become angry. I done seen men or women, it don't matter, but I done seen men that got all the beautifulest women in the world and treat them all like crap because they living in somebody else's energy. It ain't nothing for them to get women because they got women in their own energy and they got women in somebody else's energy. Somebody paid these people to be in that energy because the actual person who swapped destinies with you are actually too old to be playing in your energy, but everybody to see that they actually living in your energy. So they hide behind other shadows that's younger than them, and they pay other shadows that's younger than them to play and live in your energy. Now do we get how far the enemy go?